What's up, boys? It's CJMSTREET, and yes, I have finally returned after, my 7-month hiatus? I really apologize for not uploading in a while. I've been focusing a lot of my time on my main channel and working on a lot of projects over there, but I'm back, and I'm hopefully going to be uploading more consistently from here on out. In today's video, I'll be discussing the Pretenders, one of, if not the most underappreciated Transformers toy lines from Generation 1. So let's get into it.
New Pretenders are here! Autobot Pretenders look human, but
Pretenders hide the Transformers inside.
Pretenders split apart to reveal a powerful robot inside, then reassemble to fight alongside their transformable robot. But Decepticons have Pretenders too.
Pretender Transformers, they've got the power to surprise.
The Pretenders were a line of action figures from Transformers Generation 1 that ran from the year 1988 to 1989. The toy line started off quite modestly. Essentially, each set would come with a small robot about the size of a mini-bot that had a rather abstract vehicle mode. And if I'm being honest, they didn't look the best. However, the main appeal was the shell they came packaged with. The shells were like that of a normal action figure you'd find around the time. Despite the articulation not being the best, the sculpting and detail were incredibly well done. It also came with a multitude of accessories which allowed for cross-play between the inner robot and the shell. You could have the two separate, essentially having two action figures for the price of one, or you could have the inner robot pilot this shell, essentially serving as a mecha suit. And while the Autobot Pretenders were rather uncreative in their designs, essentially just being a man in a spacesuit, the Decepticons were all some sort of creature or monster, and it was incredibly well done. You can really tell how much fun the designers had creating these designs. And as the toy line progressed, new ideas and concepts were introduced that built upon the idea of the Pretender play pattern. The Pretender Beasts, for example, were small robots that turned into animals that went inside larger shells that in turn also turned into animals. Carnivac, the Pretender Beast shown on screen, is a really great example of how the inner robots also improved. The inner robot inside could work pretty well as a standalone figure. The regular Pretenders also improved as well. The Autobot designs got more creative, as too did the inner robots, having much cleaner and much less abstract vehicle modes that worked a lot better. The line also expanded to include sublines such as the classic Pretenders, a series of figures in the same style of the basic Pretenders that focused on reinventing older characters such as Bumblebee and Starscream. The Mega Pretenders, a transformable inner robot that came with a shell that could also transform. The two could even combine to create an enhanced vehicle mode for the shell. The Pretender Monsters, a series of small rubbery shells that came with small inner robots that could combine into the mighty Monstructor. And finally, the Ultra Pretenders, essentially the Russian nesting doll of the Pretenders line, comprising of a transformable inner robot that could fit inside a shell that could also transform, as well as a large vehicle that could turn into a battle station for the shell. Overall, the Pretenders were an awesome toy line that really pushed what Transformers could be. It also introduced some play features we see used today, such as larger vehicles that smaller figures could interact with. It's a real shame that the Pretenders are largely ignored by Hasbro. I mean, sure, we got the Prime Armors, but they just aren't the same, you know? Honestly, I'd love to see the gimmick return, even if it were for like a one-time thing, such as a Leader Class Thunderwing. But with all that being said, that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, I love you all, and good night.